In Where There Is Nothing, Read That I Love You, Zizek reinterprets philosophy through Hegel and Lacan. This time, he turns his attention to religion, psychoanalysis, and ethics. His central argument is that human fictions, especially religious and social fictions, are not mere lies we tell ourselves. They actually shape our reality. But true freedom, Zizek insists, only emerges when these fictions break down and leave us with nothing but our own desire. Zizek begins by examining how horror films and religious stories reveal hidden human desires. He discusses the film The Gathering, in which an old church is discovered underground. Inside, there are statues of people watching Jesus Christ die on the cross. Zizek points out that art is not really about Jesus at all. Instead, it focuses on the desires of the onlookers, people who wanted to witness suffering. This shift is important. It shows that religious imagery often says more about human psychology than about God. Zizek connects this to Kierkegaard's reading of Abraham and Isaac. God commands Abraham to sacrifice his son. This is not a traditional tragedy where a hero's pain is shared publicly. Abraham cannot share his burden because God's order is a private and dark demand. This hidden demand represents the crushing weight of the superego, that inner voice that asks for impossible sacrifices. Next, Zizek introduces Lacan's concept of the big other. The big other is the invisible system of social rules, language, and shared assumptions that validate our behavior. It is the mirror through which we seek approval. We act in certain ways just to keep up appearances for this big other. To explain this, Zizek uses the film Brief Encounter. Two secret lovers meet in a public cafe. Suddenly, a talkative friend interrupts them and understands nothing of their affair. This annoying interruption actually helps the lovers. Her presence creates a social frame that forces them to hide their emotions and maintain polite behavior. Without this barrier, they would have to confront the messy, complicated reality of their relationship. The obstacle, ironically, makes their tragic romance possible. The big other also functions as a collective fiction. Zizek gives an example from Israel where surveys show most people are atheists, yet the country's political justification relies heavily on theological claims. The shared fiction works even when individuals do not personally believe it. What happens when the big other fails? He reads Hegel's theology in a radical materialist way. In traditional religion, God is a supreme ruler above the world. But Christianity changes this through the death of Christ. When Christ dies on the cross, the distant, all powerful God dies too. This leaves humanity completely alone. There is no divine figure guaranteeing that everything will work out. This abandonment brings deep anxiety, but it also opens up true freedom. The Holy Spirit is not a magical entity, it is the community of people who organize themselves to fight for emancipation after God has vanished. True Christianity is actually the most radical form of atheism. In regular religions, a physical God dies but is reborn as a symbolic authority. In Christianity, the symbolic authority itself dies. Freedom requires giving up the comforting illusion of a cosmic protector. Zizek concludes by discussing ethics. He references Lacan's rule: do not give up on your deepest desire. He contrasts this with modern spirituality, especially Western Buddhism. Western Buddhism is often used by capitalism help stressed managers detach from reality and accept suffering passively. This is not true liberation. In contrast, Zizek defends a fierce, stubborn desire that refuses to submit to social rules. True love, he says, does not seek perfect cosmic harmony. Instead, it focuses intensely on a specific lack or hole in reality. As Simone Weil wrote, where there is nothing, that is precisely where we must read love. The title of the chapter captures this idea perfectly. In the emptiness left by failed fictions and dead gods, we find not despair but the very place where genuine desire and love can be written.